Hi, it's Jamie with Jamie's Arts a la Cartes. Thank you very much for joining me. I have a fun project planned for us today. I hope this video inspires you to create something of your own. If you would, hit the like button and share the video with your friends. That helps me to grow this channel and to continue to bring you new projects. If you haven't subscribed yet, would you please consider subscribing? And if you have, thank you very much. Well, we have a lot to do, so let's get to it. Hi, it's Jamie with Jamie's Arts a la Cartes. Thank you so much for joining me. We're going to make some greeting cards. I have the background, the negative, to when I cut out things on the Cricut and on the Ellis machine. So I've had these a while, so I'm going to turn them into cards at this point. So I've got a stack, and I've got some plain cardstock here, but then I have some of these that I did the napkin and saran wrap technique to, as well as scrapbook paper with that technique. So we are going to begin by creating the background or the centerpiece, and then I've got a bunch of cardstock over here. We'll create our own backgrounds, and then I'll have to create some envelopes. So here we go. Okay. Let's make a cute Father's Day card. Didn't line it on there. I'm going to have to do better lining it up because I got to trim it again now, but that's all right. But I will try to do it better. Just adds work to this. There we go. Some corners glue, just a tiniest little bit. Let's do it again. Long blades on your scissors help because you get a long cut. It's just a tiniest little piece. So yeah, I got to do better lining that up next time. Now this felt like it didn't quite catch. Let's see. Yeah, I think it's good. All right. Have fun. And again, All right, so we're making progress. I've got the cards laid out with what will be their base. I'm going to trim those up, but I wanted to see how many sentiments I had on hand. And so these are all thinking of you. So what I did is I literally took envelope backs and just glued the sentiment to that little backing because it had so many different colors. I thought it would be good. But now I need to go in and trim. Now the thinner ones are a little more challenging, but still can make it work. And what I'm doing is I'm lining up the edge of my colored piece here with the outside of my plastic piece here. That way I kind of get the same size all the way around, the same offset. And you do have to set it in and then pull it, but I do it up there where that's going to get cut off, so you won't ever really see that. So, and if you do see it, then you can just trim it with your scissors. So here are my bases, and what I did is I have some cards that are a little bit smaller than the other cards, but I still want to use them because I like them. So what I'm doing is figuring out, pick the smallest of the designs, equal this many cards, and let me show you how I am putting them on the bases. Let's see. Whew. I always think this table is very large for the room, but then whenever I do a project like this, it's like, oh, is it really big enough? So what I want to do is I want to put them on a backing. All right, so I think I can just use that just the way it is, because I'll probably turn it at an angle, something like that. So we'll say that one is ready to go. Same thing with this. I have some other ones also. So I have some white cardstock, but then I have some that I've embossed on that I found. And then some other prints. Let's see, what prints do I have? Alright, these are the bases that I had got out, but it's just a single front. It's not like a card. So what I did is I cut some spare bits. Here's my envelope, and it's pretty big, much bigger than I thought it was going to be, but I've got an idea about that. But what I've been doing is I've been creating a little flap to create the card, and then add a little bit of weight to the front and the back. So the way I've got that to happen is I line it up corner to corner, this far corner over here, left corner, and you can either glue it like this or like this and have a band on the outside. Kind of like it both ways. So I've just been doing it one way and the other. So with this one, we'll see what it looks like. It looks better tucked behind or in front. The key is to try to get it right snug up to the card. Like that. See how we kept everything straight. And then take my bone folder and give it a good pressing. So then decide, do I want to glue it this way or this way? I think on this one I'm going to glue it this way. And so then I open up the card. I know it goes about 3/4 of the way. Used up the other glue stick, so I got another one out. It's one of the purple ones, so you just put it on. Try not to get it on my table, but I do want the corners. And lay this on here, right up to the bend. Fold it over. It didn't line up exactly right. So one good thing about glue sticks is it gives you a hot minute to change it if you need to. So then come back, give it a press, give it a press, and there is the basis of the card. Didn't line up exactly, but I can trim that. And I need to trim this as well, so just pull this out. I'm going to take just a smidge off of the red, just so I don't have any showing. So I took off just the hair of that red. I'll do the same thing on the bottom. It's kind of uniform. I think I'll leave that actually. Save that, who knows for what. And then I want to kind of cover this up. And I'm saving these, but I cut several inserts. So what I want to do is I want to give myself a gap. So I know I want to cut it like in here. And then I want a gap up here. So we'll cut it here. And that's what we'll do with this sheet. I'll make sure I cut off that little dot so I don't accidentally have it revealed. Saving all of those until I get these bajillion cards assembled. Again, we're just going to make sure we cut off the little measure mark, right? Just a smidge outside of it. And then find the glue sticks to be working the best, unless I'm gluing a little tiny strip on, and then I'm using the art glitter glue. And let's go ahead and cover up this side. And so what I'm doing is I'm just cleaning it up. Something like that. Bring in my bone folder. Can use a brayer also. I just happen to have this out. And there it is. Nice, clean. And then pull out another one of my pieces. I'm going to cut this one in half because that's where I write my message. So I know I'll get 2 cards out of this. That's why I do it that way. Cut off just the tiniest little bit. And keep as much for the writing spot as possible. That's for the next one. This has a little dot on it, so we'll put glue on this side. And now this is for the inside. I'm going to put it at an angle a little bit just to give a little bit of interest. And then what I have, as I'm doing these, what I think I'm going to do, since this is a hat, I'm going to put like a little, like what would go below your chin kind of thing. And then on this one, maybe coming out like a, the ladder coming out. I don't know. We'll do different things to extend the card, like have a fringe somehow on that. That's my thought anyways. All right, so now we have this one. Same process over and over. Right, I've got a couple stacks done. I'm on the last dozen or so. And what I found in assembling these cards is double-sided tape. This comes from the Dollar Tree. Right, so fairly inexpensive. I do have some art glitter glue out. Used up all the glue sticks. Those didn't go very far. Do have these. And use that when I can, but for the most part, the fastest, easiest way to secure these is using this double-sided tape. So make sure my orientation is correct. I'm looking for any place that has a mark. I want to put tape on that side and just sort of do it in a en masse, right? So assembly line. right, we're winding it down. I've got the bases created, and so now I am decorating. I've got some washi tape out, some rhinestones. I've got this little technique. I'm going to show you what I'm doing with it. I've cut a whole bunch of little strips. So let's put this one to the side because this is a pretty interesting and economical kind of way to decorate your cards. So here's a set. There's the sentiment. And so it's a little bow. It looks like that. And what I do is I pick a spot that I can put like a fringe on, but instead of a fabric fringe, it's a paper fringe. And I'm literally just taking Elmer's glue, creating a little spot. And get my glue to come out. So I'm just creating a little spot to add these paper strips to be something similar to like a fringe. Then I top it. Alright, I have to let these dry. I have to do the signature on the back. Some will need a trimming once they're all the way dry. And what I'll do is I'll bring you in for, I'll clean everything up, bring you in for a close-up, just so you can have an idea. We made close to 100 cards. Might be more than, I haven't actually counted it. Somewhere in there. Made a lot, y'all. Phew. And there we have the very last one. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please like it, share it with your friends. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, would you please consider subscribing? And well, until next time, happy crafting. All right, I'll get everything, I'm gonna let it dry, do the trims, clean up everything, and then I'll bring it in for a close-up. All right, until next time, y'all.